Most people don't realize this, but you can be the safest place in the world for everyone else, and still be the harshest place you ever live. You answer a 1 a.m. call, stay late to solve someone else's problem, remember the small detail a friend mentioned weeks ago, and say, "I've got you." Then you miss one deadline, say one awkward thing, or make one ordinary mistake, and your inner voice turns into a courtroom. No mercy. You give patience away so easily, yet can't offer yourself even a fraction of it. Sometimes, being useful has quietly become the only time you feel allowed to matter. Psychology suggests this split can form when kindness comes easily toward others, but your sense of value becomes tied to being reliable, needed, or good. These 6 layers show why helping can feel like proof of worth, why receiving care can feel strange, and why you may be the person your gentleness keeps leaving out. Your friend sends a message after a bad interview. You tell them one difficult hour doesn't erase what they bring into a room. You mean it. Later that week, you make a similar mistake at work, stare at the screen, and hear, "You should have known better." The room feels smaller. Too small. This is the first split. 2 standards inside one person. Self-compassion doesn't mean pretending nothing went wrong, or handing yourself a trophy for every effort. It means responding to your own hard moment without pouring contempt on top of it. Imagine a friend arriving late because traffic trapped them for an hour. You'd probably make space for the story. When it's you, the delay can become a character verdict. Your kindness isn't fake. It is real. It is simply being filtered through 2 different rulebooks. But usefulness can become proof that you deserve your place. You check the group chat before bed, answer the question nobody else answered, remember the birthday, solve the work issue before it becomes visible, and keep a mental list of who might need something from you tomorrow. You become dependable, almost by reflex, quietly efficient. Psychologists call this contingencies of self-worth. Sometimes, a person starts measuring their value through approval, competence, or being morally good. Helping can be sincere and still get tangled with that private scorecard. Each favor becomes a small receipt that says, "I earned the right to feel okay today." Then comes a quiet evening. No emergency. No one asks. The phone stays still. For some people, that empty space doesn't feel restful. It feels like their value has gone unconfirmed. A receipt is not a home, but being needed can feel safer than admitting that you need care. Being helpful is praised. Needing comfort makes the role harder. Someone looks at you after a long day and asks, "Are you actually okay?" You feel the question land in your chest. You say, "I'm fine," make a joke, and ask about their problem instead. The door closes before anyone can walk through it. When people are known as the steady one, showing need can feel like stepping out of costume under bright lights. Social roles shape what feels safe to reveal. You may never say, "I am not allowed to struggle." It can be smaller than that. The pause before an honest reply, the apology before asking for support, the sudden urge to become useful again. Imagine sitting in the car after a rough call, hands still on the wheel, rehearsing how to explain nothing. You don't need a speech. You redirect, almost automatically. Sometimes silence isn't strength. It's a role you no longer know how to set down. It feels responsible first. Then the standard starts turning cruel. You forget a task, disappoint someone by accident, speak too sharply when you're tired, or spend a day with less energy than usual. The event is small. Your response isn't. A hot flush rises in your face, and suddenly, you are not someone who made a mistake. You are someone who has failed at being good. Self-discrepancy theory looks at the gap between who you are and the person you believe you should be. For the dependable helper, that inner image may be endlessly patient, capable, generous, and calm. So when real life breaks the picture, the gap can feel louder than the moment itself. Imagine declining one favor because your evening is already full. You send the message, then keep reopening the chat, waiting for proof you've disappointed them. One boundary. A whole trial. You are reacting not only to what happened, but to what you fear it says about your worth. If this brought someone to mind who gives others more grace than themselves, share it with care. Recognition can be where compassion starts coming home. Next, care can become more than strength, somewhere to disappear. And helping stays comforting because it turns attention away from private hurt. Picture a difficult evening. You're disappointed in yourself, your thoughts keep circling, and the quiet feels too exposed. Then a friend has a problem, a relative needs organizing, or work becomes chaotic. You step in. Relief. For a moment, you become the calm person in the room. That generosity may be deeply sincere, but for some people, another person's need feels easier to hold than their own fear, anger, loneliness, or uncertainty. Giving comfort creates movement. Receiving it can require stillness. Imagine spending an hour talking a friend through a crisis, then ending the call and realizing you haven't admitted what happened to you all day. Your hands were busy. Your inner world stayed locked. You become useful before you become honest. Helping isn't the problem. It may simply be the safest distance you know from your own pain. The answer isn't less generosity. It's letting that generosity reach you. This is the missing name on the list. You don't need to become colder, prove you can do everything alone, or stop caring when people need you. The reframe is smaller and harder. Notice the rule that makes you the only person excluded from your own grace. You answer everyone's calls, absorb their bad days, forgive their human moments, and then punish yourself for one mistake, as though your value has been placed on trial. That doesn't mean you lack kindness. It means your kindness has become one way. You have built a shelter with room for everyone, then keep leaving yourself outside in the rain. Being needed is not the same as being worthy. A quiet day counts. A messy day counts. Your worth doesn't vanish when you disappoint yourself. Before the old verdict arrives, ask one grounded question. If someone I cared about had done this, what would I say to them? Don't force self-love. Just remove yourself from the exception list. Maybe kindness became your strongest language because you know how heavy life can feel when nobody makes room for it. That says something good about you. But a language of care is incomplete when the speaker is the only person it never reaches. The next time you are about to offer patience outward, pause long enough to hear whether you need some too. A small return. Your own door deserves to open from the inside. If you enjoy learning the hidden psychology behind the inner rules that make it easier to care for everyone else than yourself, subscribe to the channel. Once you can spot the moment helpfulness turns into proof of worth, you can start making room for your own humanity too.